Hey guys, it's Lynn. Thanks for clicking on my video. We're going to do some home decor projects on a budget. So, let's fidget. Alright guys, this one's kind of quick because I lost some footage. That was a Dollar Tree wooden heart that I cut the insides out of and painted it pink. And here, you'll see me setting up another flower with the end of some tongue depressor sticks. And here's where I lose footage. I'm going to go really slow. Here's the blue one I made with a plum seed in the middle. The pink one with some seeds from a popcorn tree in the middle. And the purple one, which is various sizes of the the craft sticks. And the yellow one is the remnants of when I made a fence in the last video. And now I'm putting in some little twigs. It doesn't want to stay there. I'm going to have to put more glue. Alright, and that box right there is from the Dollar Tree. It had the ornaments in it at Easter, little wooden ones, and I'm just going to give that one coat all over the whole box, front, back, innards, everything. And now I'm placing my little flowers into the box. I'm going to hot glue those in there. And you think I'd be done, right? Looks cute enough, but no, I'm going to add stuff. I got some nautical rope from the Dollar Tree and wrapped the edges of my box with that. And here I'm going to slow it down a lot so you guys can see that I put my hanger on the side of my box. I did a good hanger with masking tape and hot glue, and it held really well until I had to yank it off and fix it. But I fixed it. Figured I'd leave that in there for y'all to see, mistakes, huh? Now it's finished. I think it turned out pretty cute. And I was able to use all my scraps. I mean, win-win. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. For this one, I'm going to start out with some matte Mod Podge on this wood round. I got that at Dollar General. It had a frame and everything. You'll see that in a second. So I put a lot of Mod Podge on there. Goodness gracious. And then I'm going to get my dryer. I'm going to dry that Mod Podge up. And here I am. I'm going to touch the iron to make sure it's hot. And just so y'all know, it's hot. And then I'm going to put my fabric down where I want it. And parchment paper over that to keep my iron clean. I'm going to do that for a minute. And then I'm going to check around the edges to make sure that that fabric adhered. I'm going to cut off the excess. And then I'm going to sit here and try a couple things. I tried a burlap butterfly, some twine rope, and I just settled for the frame. And I'm going to paint that white with some Waverly chalk paint and distress it. And I put a different hanger on it with a couple of beads. Now I've got that satin ribbon. I got that at Walmart. I'm going kind of slow so you guys can see the barcode if you need to. And I'm going to cut that off and cut it into inch-long strips of ribbon. About an inch and a quarter. And I did 5 or 6 of those. I folded it in half and cut out a petal shape. Kind of like if you were to fold a heart over to get even sides. Then I take my lighter and I'm going to seal the edges with the heat. And as I'm going, I'm twisting the edge to kind of put a crease in the flower and make it look more realistic. You can see what I'm doing. Just burn and twist. And here, well, I'm about to burn myself really bad. Use finger protectors, guys. Look, I threw it and everything. Ouch, ouch. Use finger protectors. So now I'm just taking the petals and gluing them side by side, one overlapping the other. And it's going to create kind of a half circle looking shape. Then you're going to take and hot glue your stem or your skewer stick or whatever you're using to the side of one petal. Then you're going to hot glue around and just wrap it around that stem. Now here, you can see my candy, but I'm out of frame. Right now, all I'm doing is adding a leaf to my flowers and wrapping that with some floral tape. And I'm adding a couple of seeds in the center of the flowers to make them look cute. And now I'm going to put those on there. Hot glue those down. Position them right. And here it is. I actually really like this one. Like, it turned out much better than I thought it was gonna. Let me know what you think. I'm going to start by using Waverly in white to dry brush this frame. The little angel right in the top of the screen, I got that at the bins here in my town. Y'all drop in the comments, let me know what kind of stores do y'all have other than Hobby Lobby and, you know, Michael's and things like that. I'd like to know. Here I took some cashew, also by Waverly, and did the wings. And I'm taking apple barrel, multi-surface, black, and distressing the wings and the body of the angel. And I thought I did it too much, so I'm just going to pull it back with my fingers a little bit. And it turns out looking pretty good doing it that way. And here I'm grabbing all my fabrics and getting those ready to go. I've got that blue fabric with the flowery pattern. That's from Dollar Tree. I'm going to iron that onto the backing of the picture frame. The picture frame backing. And now I'm getting some of this blue lacy looking stuff. That was actually a window treatment. Oh, I had to cut the angel again. It wouldn't fit in the frame. So the blue lace stuff, that's actually a kitchen curtain that I found on the side of the road in someone's trash. And I cut it up and I'm using it. Oh, yeah, I had to cut the angel twice. Look at that. Measure twice, cut once. Not measure once, cut twice. So I'm just dry fitting everything to see where I'm going to put things. I'm going to trim that little accent piece. And I'm going to wrap it around the very edge of the sign towards the back. And I wanted to cut off the corners to get rid of some of the extra fabric. I prefer to do that. That's not necessary. And now I got my finger protectors, guys. Finger protectors. I even got another one, look. Yee-dee-dee. So I'm going to hot glue that to the back of this frame. And I'm not going to do the back of this. It's literally going to sit in my house. And I don't think anyone is going to notice that the back is not, you know, great looking. Alright, so, yeah, that's where I decided to put the angel. Again with the dry placement. Trying to see, and see, look at the bottom. I didn't even have to cut it twice. So I'm gluing the angel on in the spot that I want it in to make sure that it's within frame and straight. Sorry about my camera mount broke, so the screen shakes a couple of times in this video, guys. My apologies. I've got a new one coming. I'm going to trim that lace and run it along the bottom. I think that it did something for that piece. I like it. And there's another one of those satin ribbon flowers that I made on a skewer stick that time. So I clipped the stick off and I'm going to apply that to the center of the angel. Position that just right, guys. Make sure you position it right. And after I attach the flower, I'm going to glue the inside edges of the frame and attach that. So what do you guys think? What is your favorite style of home decor? Like farmhouse, shabby chic? I don't know. What's your favorite? Drop it in the comments. Mine has got to be farmhouse. I love a good farmhouse piece in my home. Here we go. We're attaching the frame. I made sure to leave all of this stuff in for you guys so you know exactly how to put hot glue on the back of a frame. You're welcome. And here it is, guys. Let me know what you think. And with this one, I lost a tiny bit of footage as well. Sorry. Here I'm taking some fabric and I used a piece of craft stick and wrapped the flower from the center outward and hot glued it along the edges. And we're going to jump into the next flower, which are strips of the same fabric cut in about 1.5 inches long. And what I'm going to do is crease it and glue it. So I'm, gluing, pinching, basically making like a little fan looking pleat. And those pleat things are going to act as our individual petals for our second flower. This DIY, I already had the sign made. I used Dollar Tree wall peel and stick on the background, and I wrapped some sisal rope around the edges. You'll see it at the end. And there's that petal. And I'm going to do I did 5 of those and glued them next to each other, similar to the blue flower. You're going to come out with a circular shape with a little hole in the middle. And it looks like a cute flower. We're going to do more to it though. Here I'm cutting some of that sisal twine or sisal string, whatever that's, whatever you call that stuff. And I'm pinching it into a teardrop shape and gluing those two ends together. And I'm going to pinch it. So it looks like a little teardrop. We're going to make 5 of them. And, we're going to jump into that first flower. I'm going to put some jute threads in the middle of that one. And for the teardrops, I took them and placed them over a piece of lace. Hot glued them on there. I believe I did 5 of, we did, I just finished saying we did 5 of those. I guess I'm going to walk you through it, make sure you know how to glue stuff, guys. I'm just helping y'all all over the place with learning how to glue things, huh? So I take those teardrop shapes and I put them around the center of my flower. And I got a big pearl and put that in the middle. Now here is where I lost some footage again. That messy bow and that bow right there I'm gluing down. I made those. And that's the background I was telling you about with the sisal rope around the edging. And now I'm just gluing down all of the different elements to my sign. Bunch of pearls. I just love those pearls. It makes stuff just look so delicate and just pretty to me. And there's that galvanized word, blessed, that I glued on there. Y'all drop in the comments, how are you blessed? Share some of your praise reports with us. I started with some clothespins that I broke and took the silver part off, disassembled. I love disassembling things. And, here I put the glue in the wrong spot, and I had to pull it up. That was fun. And I'm gonna frame out this piece of cardboard. I'm gonna cut the excess off after I finish the frame. And because of the clothespins, like, you really can't tell on the edges that it's cardboard. Because usually I like to finish the edges so that you just can't tell that it's cardboard. But I didn't have to do that with this one. It kind of came together. And I did my own pattern of the clothespins along the edges. You can kind of see there. Y'all do yours. If you recreate this, y'all do yours however you want to. Do a different pattern. Turn them upside down. I don't know. And here I'm going to take the Apple Barrel multi-surface satin paint. And I'm doing one coat. No, I'm sorry. I did 2 coats. 2 coats of that on there. I dried it with my heat gun. And I'm going to come in with the Antique Wax by Waverly. I sprayed the edges, the wood, to make it damp so I can save some product. It helps just kind of push that stuff around evenly. Here I've got a 4-inch burlap ribbon. I got it at Walmart. And I folded it in half and I'm gluing along the edges, like along the crease. And here I'm going to start. Well, but first I'm going to trim off the little edges that don't look good. Straighten it up. I do have a trash can down there. I'm not just putting it on my floor. And here I start pulling out the individual strings of the burlap. You'll see here, I'm going to show you. You just pull all those little strings straight out of it. And you keep going. And you keep going. I'm going to speed this up. When you're finished with that, you glue along that same seam and just roll it up. Glue it, roll it. Glue it, roll it. And I'm going to find the center of my flower in there somewhere. I'm going to fluff it out. These are like my absolute favorite burlap flowers. There are tons of ways to do these, guys. Tons of ways to make them look super cute and personalized. How you want them for your house. I took a dark button and stuck it in the center of that. Oh, we're going to jump into the next flower. This is some brown on one side and white on the other fabric. I did the same thing like with the other flower and did a crease. And those individual pieces are glued together to make a flower pattern. And I'm going to take a strip of lace and twirl that in the center. Gluing it down, twirling, gluing it down, twirling. And that's going to make up the center of our flower. Again, with the finger protectors, I burned myself making these things so many times. It's really... And I have calluses on my fingers, normally. And I can't feel the glue, but it got me today. Here I'm taking a piece of pattern paper and I'm going to Mod Podge that onto my sign as kind of a neat background for all of our different embellishments. The only thing on here you didn't see me make was that little bow in the top corner. It's just a finger bow. Now I'm gluing all the elements on there. I'm going super fast. Got all the stuff glued down. And here it is. So let me know in the comments, guys, would you recreate any of these? Which ones were your favorite? If you have a favorite. If you didn't like them, well, I can't help you there. But y'all let me know. Would you recreate any of these? Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. Let's grow the community. Hang out. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed. I love you. See y'all next time.